Have you ever considered what it's like to immerse yourself in a sound bath? Well, today I have you covered. Join me as I invite a special guest to dive into the unique experience of a sound bath and spill all the details on the Afterbath. Welcome to the Afterbath, where we explore unique experiences and wellness practices. I'm your host, Matt. Today we have a special episode where we'll be diving into the world of sound baths. If you've ever wondered what it's like to be immersed in soothing sound waves, you're in for a treat. Today we're following Trish as she completes her sixth and final sound bath in an inspiring journey towards inner peace. With a sense of balance already in place, how will the Tibetan singing bowls affect her this time? Will the soothing vibrations take her even deeper, or will this session bring an unexpected twist? Let's find out together. Hi Trish.
Hello Matt.
So we're here for our final sound bath.
We are.
Yeah, number 6.
Number 6. It's gone very fast.
It has gone very fast, hasn't it?
It has.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that means that, 6 weeks have just flown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's probably even been 7 because I think we missed a week, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah. So how you feeling now?
I'm feeling good.
Yep.
Feeling positive and
that's good.
Energetic, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Have you noticed any difference in your journey from the first sound bath up until now? Has there been any changes along the way or not much?
I think there's been a lot of changes because I'm so much more aware.
Yeah.
Or there's more moments where I'm aware not to sort of let the negativity sort of fly in.
Yeah.
I sort of bring myself back.
Yeah.
A lot quicker, which is probably the thing that I wanted to improve most.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, that awareness of not letting the chatter and the negativity and things like that sort of escape.
Yeah.
Escape me. Yeah.
And how would you what would you attribute that to? Would it be energy levels or clarity of mind or just habit? Or what do you think it is?
I think it's just the habit of mind. Yeah. Just creating a new habit. Just sort of like Fridays during the sound baths, trying to really focus on, like I've been saying all along, focus on the inside rather than the thinking on the outside. And so I think when you start to create those habits, it sort of becomes a little bit easier. Sort of the reprogramming of the mind, if you will.
Yeah. Because we would.
Yeah. No, sorry. I was going to say the birds out there are like just going crazy, and so it's taking my focus.
Yeah. I usually notice the birds when I'm mixing the podcast later on. And I hear, wow, those birds were really noisy.
They're just sort of feeding on the bottle brushes and they're really lovely. I know you can't see them. But
Yeah, they're probably, I look out quickly. Yeah, they're probably the rosellas, were they?
Yeah, they're rosellas and miners sort of shooed them away.
Yep.
Nasty little things.
Yeah, they do compete over that wattle out there. Yeah, it's great.
Sorry, I cut you off.
No, that's totally fine. So, and have there been any other changes, any recognisable things that you think?
I was thinking about a few things this morning.
Yeah.
Sort of like a little bit of a realisation that it's like when we go through an emotion or a situation, it's like I tend to solidify them, so they sort of become a thing.
Yeah.
But I realise that if you're quick to sort of liquefy them, so they're not actually solids, they're sort of liquid.
Yeah.
There's that mental picture that, if someone says something and it makes me angry, and it's like, I feel really strongly about it.
Yeah.
I have a tendency to make it like a block. If you can visualize that, sort of make it really solid, and so that it sort of stays in there and I can't get past it.
Yeah. Is it like because I experienced that when I feel like I'm, sometimes I'll meet someone who has a really strong view about something, and they'll be offended on some level, and then they'll really want to express their thoughts on it. And I know that they're on some level that they're looking to engage in a debate or an argument. And so I can feel that, a fear welling up inside me. Oh, okay, I need to tread very lightly here, because there's a potential if I say something they don't like, then I'm going to get a lecture on how I'm wrong. And I can feel that constriction, or even a trembling coming up through my system. Like, I'm getting painted into a corner. So is it something like that?
It's something like that. It's and even more simply, like, it doesn't have to be like an argument. It's just something that someone says, or a situation that hasn't worked out in a particular way. And it's like, during the day I'll fester on it. I'm thinking, why am I festering on it? Whereas because I've made it a solid, whereas things people say or do, or situations that unfold, are not necessarily solid, they're liquid. So if you sort of like just let it, just turn it, it's almost like a block of chocolate. It's really hard. Like sometimes you can't even break it. But if you put it in the heat, it just goes. So I think situations, I can allow now situations to melt away like that a little bit easier than I was able to at the beginning, because I'm more aware.
And what do you think, like thinking back when you found it hard to liquefy it, what do you think would be the underlying, blockage for you? What would it be, like fear, or fear of being wrong? Or
that's a big thing. Fear of being wrong, fear of rejection as well. And fear of not being liked.
Right.
I have been in my past a bit of a people pleaser, but I'm learning very quickly that it's, nothing's a big deal. And that you can liquefy things. And they'll forget about it. So why should you not forget about it?
Yeah, that's true.
They'll go off. They're not concentrating on what you're festering on. So why not just let it go in that moment? Or in that time frame. And it's so much easier. To get by, and you spend less time like thinking about that person, or and more about what you're doing at that moment, kind of thing.
I would definitely experience that when I would overthink something, and because I teach a lot of people musical instruments, I would think, oh dear, I shouldn't have told them that bit of information. I'll need to correct that next lesson. And it comes to the next lesson, and I'll bring it up, and they'll go, oh, I don't even remember it. That's it. I don't even.
That's it. And you've wasted all that time. Not wasted, but just sort of like festered on that the whole week, because it takes energy to keep something in your brain for that long, because you think, oh, I wonder what they think. Maybe I've damaged some kind of, like, I don't know, thought pattern in their minds or something.
Well, it can be simply the thing of I want to be known as a good guitar teacher or a good music teacher, and I don't want to give them false information, because then they might think poorly of me and then tell other people. It's that fear that comes up, isn't it?
Yes, definitely.
Which is really quite silly because, you know, I might be thinking I've done them wrong. They might be thinking, oh, I really like Matt, he's whatever. Or I could be doing what I think is a really good job and they might be saying, oh, I can't stand my guitar teacher, he's drives me crazy. Yeah. Constantly telling me about nonsense I have no interest in. Yeah. So, yeah, it is interesting. We have no idea what other people are thinking about us.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, you just sort of realise that it really doesn't matter all that much.
No.
I mean, I can sit here and go, oh, what am I saying? These words are going to stay. And it's just like, and then I'll look back on them and I go, why did I even say that? But it's like, it really doesn't matter because we're just going from moment to moment.
That's right.
And, you know, we as humans change from moment to moment. So I might say things now.
Yeah.
Because this is how I genuinely feel.
Yeah.
But, you know, who's to say that in 2 or 3 weeks' time I might go, actually, no, that was wrong. And that's just part of the expansion and the growth that we go through.
That's right.
So it really doesn't matter what I'm saying. No, excuse me, sorry. But I genuinely am saying what I'm feeling right now. But at the same time, in 2 or 3 weeks' time, I might go, I needed to be at that point then.
Yes.
Because and that's led me to this now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're allowed to change. Yeah. Just because you had an opinion, you know, when you were, say, a little girl, doesn't mean that you still hold that same opinion now.
Correct. And, you know, and I think the shame, and sometimes you can carry shame from all those moments.
Yeah.
From all those times. But, you know, and because you're sort of fearing that the people that you were with are going to remember you as that.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's an icky feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're allowed to change, and that's okay, and it's all right to have felt like that at that moment. And it, you know, what you've said may actually help that person that you were with at that time.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And it would be a ridiculous thing to not want change, or change is necessary. That's the way we navigate. Our body gets older. You've got to change as your body gets older, right?
Correct.
You can't just keep wearing the same stuff that you used to wear when you were 2 years old.
Yeah.
It wouldn't fit.
It wouldn't fit to start off with.
And it would probably look a little bit unusual.
Yeah.
So that just means that everything else is going to change as well, you know, like your palate, you know, like how you taste things. It's always changing, yeah. I know if I eat chili, the things that I eat after it taste bland. Because I can't taste anything. So I might then enjoy really dark chocolate for the next hour.
Yeah.
And then maybe after that, once I get my palate back, I'll be like, yeah, I think I'll have a glass of something else. To cleanse it.
Yeah.
So, change is inevitable. Change is always happening.
Yeah. And it's kind of refreshing as well.
It's great. Yeah. Why would you want always the same experience over and over and over?
Yeah.
I guess we become very attached to experiences, you know, like there is always the first time experience. You know, the first time I remember the first time I gave my oldest daughter a piece of chocolate, and she was only really little, and my wife and I were going, "Ooh, this is going to open up Pandora's box. Should we?" And we eventually gave her a piece of chocolate, and the expression on her face was like just love.
Yeah.
And I could see, right, so there's that moment, that first moment, that first experience, and then I think we chase it.
Yeah.
We continually chase it, saying, oh, I want that big explosion again.
Yeah.
But here's the interesting thing. Every moment is a new moment. So it would make sense that it might be the 100th time you've had a piece of chocolate, or the millionth time, doesn't really matter. But it will be the first time in this moment. So it's
That's right. You're always present, aren't you?
Yeah, always present. So it's always going to be new. It's just that your mind may become dull to the experience because you might be thinking, oh, I've done this.
I've done this, but
I know what to experience. And so then you're not really going into the moment as a new experience. You're simply going, oh, yeah, more chocolate.
Nothing wrong with that.
So I know I said to one of my students the other day, he was playing the drums, and I said, every time you hit the drum, imagine it as the first time you hit the drum. And from then he had a really wonderful time because it was always fresh. But I know with some students, if I say to them, all right, we're going to give you a little competition here, you need to hit the drum 20 times, they'll get to 15, they'll be like, oh, I can't keep going. So is that because your body hurts? No, because I'm bored.
We need something new.
Need something new. But
it's the way we frame things, though, isn't it?
Correct. It's the way we frame things. It's, new is not it's always, every moment is new.
And that's the way it should be, that every moment is a new moment. And I think we just take it for granted that we're just going to get another one and another one. And another one.
I think we assume that once you've experienced something once, it's then labelled and filed away, and you're looking for a completely different experience.
That's it,
But not realising that the same thing is a completely new experience.
It is a new experience. You're in a new moment because you haven't lived that moment before.
Exactly. So it wouldn't matter if you've done it 1 billion times or you've done it the first time. It's still going to be brand new every time.
And I think that's got a lot to do with, if you're aware of what you're doing, so if you're in the present moment, whereas if you're just going, just assuming, this is just another piece of chocolate, but if you're aware in that moment, I'm having a piece of chocolate. This is, this is a blessing. This is yummy. It's yummy chocolate. I remember the first time, it was so good. And so it's the way we frame it, and whether you're present in that moment or not.
Yes, absolutely.
When you're doing it unconsciously, then it's just, you're not even going to remember it.
No, it's like eating a meal when you're watching YouTube. You're not really paying attention on the experience.
That's it.
You're hypnotised by the sights and sounds on the screen.
Unless you say, I'm going to eat this meal. And whilst I'm eating this meal and enjoying these flavours, and, I'm going to put YouTube on as, just every now and then. Kind of look up. So, where you place your focus.
Absolutely. Exactly. It doesn't mean that watching YouTube while eating a meal is bad. It just means that, it might cause a distraction.
That's it.
I know I've gotten to a bit of a habit now of not talking while I'm eating, because I really just enjoy eating.
Just eating.
But it's not that I'm opposed to having a conversation while eating. It's just, I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying myself.
They say you shouldn't anyway, because, too much gas when you're talking. Like gas back.
That might be so. So, what do you think? Should we go have a sound bath?
We'll go and have a sound bath.
Great. All right. Okay. We'll see you after this.
See you after.
A sound bath is more than an experience. It is a communion with the essence of being, where sound becomes the silent teacher, guiding you towards harmony within. Picture yourself reclined in stillness, as waves of resonant tones from Tibetan singing bowls, gongs and chimes gently embrace your senses. Each vibration carries the whispers of the universe, weaving you through your very core. A sound bath is more than an experience. It is a communion with the essence of being, where sound becomes the silent teacher, guiding you towards harmony within. Picture yourself reclined in stillness as waves of resonant tones from Tibetan singing bowls, gongs and chimes gently embrace your senses. Each vibration carries the whispers of the universe, weaving through your very core. These sacred tones do not merely fill the space around you, they resonate deep within, dissolving tension like the mist in the morning sun. The mind, so often tangled in the webs of doing, is invited to soften, to surrender, and simply be. Here, the noise of the world fades, leaving a serene expanse where balance and clarity naturally arise. A sound bath is a pause, a sacred interval in the rhythm of life, offering not just relaxation but a gentle remembering of your connection to the infinite. Whether you seek a complete renewal or a moment of quiet refuge, it is a doorway to peace waiting for you to step through. Hey Trish.
Hello, Matt.
So we're now post sound bath.
Yes.
Yeah. How you feeling?
I'm feeling, actually, I thought, because I went into it like feeling a little bit kind of energetic, and I thought, I'm just going to go in and just relax. But I found it hard to relax. Like my mind was really, as much as I was saying, don't think. I think I went the other way, and and I found it hard to get into that level of deepness. Yes. And so many times like gong, and it's like it would bring me back, and then my mind would go again, and then it's So bit active.
Yeah, I've experienced that. Yeah, definitely. There's been even times where the sound bath was not the right thing for me at the time. Yeah.
Perhaps it's that this morning.
Yeah, could be.
Because I was really looking forward to it, but maybe my head was saying something different. So I was trying to manipulate myself, and so I couldn't sort of get into that deeper level that I'd achieved the other weeks.
Yes. What I have also experienced is sometimes I have a lot of energy, and it's not bad energy. It's just very clear.
It's just clear energy.
Just very clear energy, and my legs will kick. I'll try and I'll do a sound bath, but my legs will kick, and it's like there's so much energy running through my system that it's like, I don't need any more.
Well, I felt like that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I tried to keep myself really still, and I think then that's when I started overthinking it.
Got it. Yeah. So you did experience your legs wanting to kick.
I wanted to.
Yeah.
But
yeah. That's probably a good sign.
Yeah. It's not a bad sign.
No, it's not a bad sign.
I enjoyed the experience of it.
Yeah.
But I was trying to put myself into that sort of zone. But didn't achieve it today.
Yeah. My guesstimation on it is that once you're really clear, you probably need to go and get into a bit of mischief.
Oh, yay! See what I can come up with.
Yeah, and then like once you've run yourself down, then a sound bath would be good again.
That's it. That's true.
Yeah. So for me, it's a little bit like food. Okay, if you've eaten and you don't need any more, it's a good time not to eat anymore.
Yeah. So that's what happened this morning. I think.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Great. Excellent. And so, how are you feeling now?
I'm feeling a little bit sort of doused down.
Right. Yeah. So is that like Do you feel sleepy or dull?
A little bit, yeah, a bit dull. A bit dull. Yeah, a bit dull.
Yeah.
Not as vibrant.
Yeah.
You know, because I did go into it like zooming in my head. I didn't realize that that's exactly. I mean, I knew I felt energetic, but I didn't feel. I thought, oh, you know, the sound bath will calm me down, but yeah. So now I just feel like, flattened down a little bit because
got it.
Tried to get myself into that.
Yes.
Zone.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep.
So now it's like, oh, I banged myself. I feel like I banged myself on the head. So physically I feel banged down, but
yeah. In a good way or in a bad way?
No, in a good way. In a good way. Yeah. Not nothing bad.
No.
So,
yeah. And do you think the energy in any way was disruptive? You know, like, you know, pre-sound bath when you're saying, oh, you felt quite energetic. Was it in any way disruptive energy, or was it more like, no, I feel really good and clear?
Yeah, no, I feel really good and clear. I feel like kind of vibrant. Like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I have felt that way plenty of times. And so and there's been times where I've said, no, I don't need a sound bath. It's not the right, you know, when you're feeling it's not the right fit for me at the moment. Yeah, when I'm feeling really clear, a sound bath, it's not the right fit. It's not the right fit.
Yeah. So however, I've been fasting this morning, and so I've felt pretty what would be the word? Lucid.
Like woozy?
You could feel, yes, definitely a little woozy, but not in a bad way.
Right.
More in a, okay. If I get any more lightheaded, I'll start to get woozy. But now after the sound bath, I'm beginning to feel quite blissful. Because
So you get the effect of the sound bath as well.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Because I'm, you know, like while I'm performing the sound bath, I'll be saying mantras just so I don't overthink things and keep my head clear. And so if there's anything being released in the room, if you're thinking of anything, I'm not going to be picking it up.
Right.
Yeah, keep myself clear.
Right, I get it. Yeah.
For listeners out there who might be confused by that, my understanding is that when you're in a room with someone, there's the potential of sharing a consciousness, and so thoughts can be picked up. Yeah, which may seem really strange to some people. I totally get that. And you could say, it's telepathy. The way I think of it, so it's not sounds so weird, is that, you know, when someone's angry, they don't need to say anything.
No.
You can feel it.
You can feel it. You can pick it up. You can, it's the vibe. It's that mood.
Yeah. And you can always tell where something has gone wrong in a space. The space feels weird. Yeah, it's like got this funny energy to it. And, you know, the same is that when you can feel when someone's depressed, or when I get this regularly, you know, you're sitting somewhere and you can feel like someone's looking at you, and you turn around and someone's staring at the back of your head. Yep. And you're like, all right.
Sorry, I don't know why that makes me laugh.
Because it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But you know, you do it when you're driving in the traffic and you get the feeling that someone in the car next to you is staring at you, and you glance over and they are. You can just kind of pick those things up. I think most people experience that. Yeah. Or sometimes when you think of someone and then all of a sudden you receive a text from them or a phone call. Yeah.
It's that. It's not just coincidence.
Yeah, it's not coincidence. There's some connection that's going on.
Yeah. So whilst you're donging,
yep,
you're not just donging like particular.
Yeah. So there's always a specific
bowls.
Yeah. So specific sequence and making sure that, you know, also you don't want to be picking up on any of my thoughts. You know, like if I'm trying to remember bowls,
yeah,
or the sequence or whatnot,
yeah,
you don't want to be thinking about that, or picking up any of that stuff. Yeah. So, yeah.
And so the mantras are for you specifically?
Well, they're actually for both of us.
Okay.
Yeah, they're for both of us because I don't want to pick up any of what you're thinking and you don't want to think up of anything that I'm thinking. Yeah. So it's basically just trying to create a neutral space.
Right.
Yeah. Or depending what the mantra is, you know, there's different mantras for different things. And so if you were, you know, trying to create a space of clarity, there would be a mantra for that, or a space of compassion, there's a mantra for that. Yeah, depending on what you kind of get the feeling of what is needed.
Sure.
Yeah. I always go for a purification mantra because, purity is...
Yeah. That's what you want.
Is what you want? Yeah.
It's good for a reset.
Yeah, exactly. And so a sound bath is all about coming back to some type of pure state. Yeah.
Having said that, like, I really enjoy when you do like one of the sound bowls and I can feel it. Yeah. I can feel the vibration. Yeah. And that's just like, it zooms, you know.
Yes.
Yeah. And it feels amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's where I got into it a little bit. Because I could feel it, because it was like a physical thing.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah. It is really, in a lot of ways, a physical experience, although nothing's touching you. You can feel the vibrations. Yeah. And it's lovely.
It is lovely.
Yeah. Do you know, was it a low sound or a high sound? Do you recall?
It was a low sound.
Low sound. Yeah. I got a feeling I know which bowl that might have been.
It was on my left-hand side. Yeah.
Yeah, down near your feet.
Yes.
Yeah, that would have been the root chakra bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a special bowl. That's Tara bowl.
Right.
And it's really big.
Yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's really big.
It didn't feel big. It just felt, I don't know, the sound sort of just felt like it was like one of the medium bowls. It didn't feel like it was. Yeah, that's strange for me to say that, but
yeah. It does have a different sound to the other bowls. It has a very the other bowls almost have an expansive sound to it. It's like the sound is radiating out. But the Tara bowl sounds very direct.
Yeah, and it's like very kind of like doom. Like
You almost
I
want
won't
to
do that
sing
again, but something like that, and it's just like
It is really. It's almost like being hit by like something like a laser beam or something. It's so. Yeah,
that's exactly what it was like. Yeah, and together with the gong, of course, that's my favourite.
Yeah, the gong is amazing.
Yeah, it just really feels like, I think I said this probably in the first sound bath. Yeah. It almost feels like there's a storm and it's like washing away all the crap, and then it's like that purification, that like new life generating, and
Yes. Yeah. I definitely experienced the gongs having a almost instantaneous effect. Like when you can feel it, you can feel a state change. Yeah, when you get close to the gong and you play it, it's like within 30 seconds, bang, it's like, okay, I just really felt that shift.
Yes.
Yeah. Whereas some of the other bowls are kind of more like, you're just gently.
Yes, exactly. That's where I couldn't detach that sort of peaceful feeling from the inside, because it was like dong, okay, and then it sort of disappeared.
Yeah.
It's like, and then my mind would start thinking again, dong, and then until the gong started, and it was like, oh, that's it. Okay, wash away.
Yeah. Did you pick up the tuning forks at all when I played the tuning forks? So the really high sounds.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you find them?
I like when there's a lot of sound. I like when there's a lot of donging and dinging and, just like one after the other. Yeah.
Yes.
But that all depends on the mood that I'm in as well, how I go into it. So, sometimes you just need that dong, and then you sort of stay with the vibration and, so it depends on how you go into it.
Of course. It has to always depend on how you're presenting yourself to the sound bath.
Yes.
Yeah. It's like anything. If you're feeling cold and you jump into a cold pool, it's not going to make you warm.
No.
Unless you swim around, right? The sound bath is always going to... You're going to have a reaction depending on how you go into it.
Correct.
Yeah. So, it's really interesting. Really, really interesting.
Yeah.
So, other times you've gone in and you've felt maybe tired or irritated. Yeah. And then the change has been what you'd say maybe more dramatic, do you think?
Absolutely. Yeah. It really does depend, how you've gone into it. And sometimes if you're tired, it depends on what, we're so complicated, depends on how you go into it. Like, is it a good tired, or is it a really like an irritated tired, or is it, sometimes you're tired but you're really sort of wanting a little bit of relief, and you think, oh, the sound bath is, I can't wait, it'll just relax me. And sometimes it doesn't resonate, and then sometimes absolutely 100%, oh, this is really good, it's rejuvenating.
Absolutely. I've definitely noticed when there is like a grumpiness that you can't shake, and it's like no matter what you do, you just can't seem to shake this bad mood. And then you go into a sound bath, you come out, it's like, what? How could I not shake that grumpiness? Exactly. Because it seems, so effortless after the sound bath. It's fascinating. Yeah. Any other experiences during the sound bath that you thought resonated or didn't resonate maybe?
No, like I just had that real sort of roller coaster ride, especially at the beginning. After the gongs, that sort of like, that's when I went, like click into it, like enjoy, because it's going to be over soon, and so that's when I sort of went, and I almost fell asleep. I felt that that kind of like, because I was trying to dampen those thoughts. I think then I just sort of like sort of
let go a bit.
Let go. That's the word, let go.
It is a very interesting experience when you fall asleep during a sound bath, because there's that, where you're in this kind of more feeling, not thinking so much. Yes. And then all of a sudden there's this little slip, and you're not even quite aware that you've slipped. That it feels good, I must say that. It feels really good.
Because you're never going to go into a deep sleep. The sounds are always going to be there. So it's like almost like a euphoric sleep. Kind of thing. It's like a slight loss of consciousness. But you're not quite fully out. But then when you do come out of it, this is for me, but when I do come out, I think, oh, that was really nice. How did I do that? It's like a total reset. It's like, oh, I just totally let go. My personality, all the silliness, it all went. And that's why I think I've come out of it a little bit sort of like
Yes.
dampened.
Dampened. Yeah.
That energy.
Takes the silly edge off.
Correct.
Yeah. Because there is a point. At least I find for myself when I get really energized, there's the potential for mischief gets increased.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I could do this and I could do that, and then I start pushing too hard. And things start to go a little awry sometimes, not all the time. And then I'm like, okay, I need to respect, like my borders.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't push too hard.
You don't go too far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's been certainly times where, and I think we all do it, that you go, I can take on the world. And
yeah.
And then half an hour later you go, I've got a headache.
Can't do it.
Yeah, okay, just went a bit too hard. Yeah. But anything else coming up for you?
No, I've enjoyed this journey so much. I've learnt a bit from speaking, our conversations.
Great.
There's ongoing things that obviously, I want to keep working on, such as staying aware, staying on top of, not letting the world cave in, and the negativity and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and also trying to navigate the balance between living in this modern world of, there's so many things happening, but then there's that spiritual, inner self, which sort of, the two sometimes just, I feel like they can't coexist. It's a battle. Yeah. It's a constant battle.
Yeah.
Battle, not in a bad way, but just battle as in just like a learning and expanding and, figuring things out.
Yeah, for sure. Sure. Yeah, I guess the way I see it for myself is it's kind of like walking on a tightrope, just trying to maintain balance.
Yeah.
So that you don't get too caught up in the physical world, where you can, at the end of the day, still have a bit of humour.
Yeah.
And go, wow, look at this amazing, at sometimes very crazy place.
Yep.
Very challenging place.
Very challenging.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can still come back to yourself at the end of the day and go, okay.
It's all okay.
It's all okay.
It's all okay. And give yourself grace as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
To fluff up and that's okay as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you still definitely want to have a sense of humility no matter what stage you're at.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. And staying true to yourself as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
so many people around you with different perspectives, and sometimes, not doing things to please them. Yep. Just to please them.
Yes.
But staying true to yourself. That's a big one as well, because you can't see yourself through the eyes of others.
No, that's right. And it is sometimes very easy to get caught up in agreeing with people just so you don't start an argument.
Yeah, or step on their toes.
On their toes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't mean that you run around and start offending people. It's just to realise that, wow, we all have different views, that's right? Yeah.
And that's where silence.
Yes.
Silence is a blessing.
Yeah, silence is a blessing. Yeah. If someone is holding on too hard, you just smile and nod.
Yep.
Smile and nod.
That's right.
Yeah, have a bit of compassion for them. Realise, I know where you're at.
Yeah.
I've been there too.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for coming for this journey, Trish. It's been amazing.
Thank you so much. Really grateful to the sound baths and the conversations that we've had. Yeah, it's
been fantastic.
It has been.
No worries. And I think at some stage in the future I'd like to have you back. Maybe we can get a couple more of the participants together and we could do a big
round table discussion.
Round table, yeah. Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Trish. Thank you for joining us today. This has been a fascinating exploration of sound baths. If you've enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe and leave a comment. Join us again next week as we have a new sound bath participant. Her name is Loretta. She'll be joining us for her first of 6 consecutive sound baths. Until next time, stay well and keep exploring new experiences.